Hello, we are live. Welcome to the Flippin' Bunch. It's Wednesday again. I don't know whether you guys are any warmer. Well, Cheryl, how warm is it out there? Because you're going to make the rest of us feel bad.
I am. It's like in the 70s.
Wow, that sounds so nice.
Yeah.
Well, Punxsutawney Phil saw his shadow, so that means 6 more weeks of winter, even though it would have meant 6 more weeks of winter anyway. So tonight we're talking about YouTube. So we'll do what we normally do and go around and introduce ourselves. But as we do, maybe let's let everybody know where we are kind of in our YouTube journey. Like, because we're all kind of in different places. So, Dar, we'll start with you.
Hello, everybody. My name is Dar. I am from DIYs by Dar. I started my furniture artist journey about 4 years ago. Probably the YouTube journey, maybe around that time or shortly thereafter, maybe 3 years ago. And I am a brand ambassador for Made by Marley, decoupage paper. So that keeps me busy using her designs. I have a local booth I sell in. And then Etsy's been kind of clipping along pretty good for me. And then right now I don't have anything on eBay or Amazon, but I surely need some time to get there. But this YouTube and sometimes take some of that time away from those important business things.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yep.
All right, I guess I'll go next. Hey, everybody, I am Crystal, the Crafty Creates DIYs and Furniture Flips. I have been flipping furniture for about 14 years now. I want to say I'm around there. And I do all kinds of other stuff. I'm a reseller, so I'm always out looking for things that I can flip for a profit. I love crafting and creating and all that good stuff. My YouTube journey started about 5 years ago. I got monetized about 3 years into it, so it took me a little while to get moving there. And but yeah, that's where I am at right now today.
All right. All right, Cheryl.
Okay, I am Cheryl from Lifestyle of a DIYer, and I do thrift flips, crafts. And that's basically what I do. and I've been doing it. I think I've been doing this. I've been a crafter forever, but I think I started YouTube four years ago, maybe. Time goes by fast.
Yeah, it does.
Awesome. Yeah. Okay. Well, I'm Lavon, and I have Statement Designs. And let me see. I'll tell you what I do first. I do furniture flips. I do thrift flips. I do have 2 YouTube channels. So I have Statement Designs and I have Tuesday Talk. And of course, we share this channel as well. And boy, I can't even remember. And it probably says on here somewhere how long I've had my channel. I feel like I've had my channel way too long for the amount of subscribers that I have. So
I started watching you during COVID. So I know you were
6
okay.
Years, at least 6 years.
Wow. I feel like I should either be rich or have a lot more subscribers by now, and I'm not. So I think not only will we maybe impart some tips and some advice tonight, but as always, we have our notebooks ready to take some notes and learn from everybody that's here. So welcome to everybody that's coming on. And I thought that we would start things off by, like we said, there's all kinds of places in the journey. And I think we're kind of proud because we sort of feel like we have a little bit of responsibility that we inspired maybe a few people to start their YouTube channels. So there may be somebody that's out here that's watching and maybe doesn't know how to start a YouTube channel. So I'm going to show a really quick, super quick video of I keep doing the wrong thing, of how to start a YouTube channel. So
are we going to be able to talk through it, you think?
I think so, because you just did.
Okay.
Watch again on YouTube.
Is this all from a phone then? You're doing
This is
like from a mobile device?
I just Googled it.
Okay. I gotta put my glasses on. I can't see nothing.
I can't see with mine on. What is going on?
Is it playing?
Well, this is one of them enjoyable things with YouTube.
Yeah.
They change the way you have to do something every time, and then the
Did
next time you go to
not
do it,
see it?
I don't
it doesn't
know.
work.
You didn't see it?
We saw it, but it didn't
Okay,
play.
let me try again. I'm so sorry.
Okay.
Share the screen.
I'm like, what are we supposed to be watching?
And ask
Can you
what
see it
type of
now?
channel you can choose
Yes.
a personal channel or a brand account if this is for a business or a different name. Next, type in your channel name and choose a unique handle. This is the username people will see when they tag you. Once that's done, click Create Channel. And that's it. Your YouTube channel is officially live and ready for uploads. Here's how to create a YouTube channel from scratch.
Whoa.
Okay.
That was
Video now.
awesome.
Okay. So was that helpful at all? Were you able to get anything from that, or was it kind of just too quick?
Well, it does show how easy it is. You
Yeah.
just-
Yeah. Well, that's
Fill it in and
mainly
away
was
you
my
go.
point. I didn't expect anybody to really, take notes on that, but it's just the idea is some people think it's really difficult, and it's not. It's just if you have a Gmail address, email address, you can start a YouTube channel. It's just that easy. So, so that's the first step is get a Gmail account. If you don't have one, then just make a Gmail address and then just follow those steps. Just go to YouTube and then go up to your profile and then just click create a channel, and everything is really easy from that point. So,
I got a couple things here to tell you. I don't want to depress anybody with this, though. I just looked these up before I came on. There are, and I asked my friend over there at Chat GPT, so I'm banking on that these answers are correct. There are 114 million active YouTube channels right now.
wow.
And out of that, 321,000 have above 100K subscribers. 0.33% of the people sustain a full-time job with their YouTube channel. 0.25% of the channels on YouTube actually make money. And they give a random example of if you have 10,000 subs, you can make $500 to $1,000 per month. They don't say where that's coming from, but I don't think it's just ads, because when they start talking about ads, that doesn't seem to be the big majority of what your income can be. And then the last thing after I read all this information is the factors you really have to look at is how long it's going to take, because basically it's going to take you 3 to 4 years to even get a channel substantiated, unless you get lucky. Like I think maybe we'll talk to Cheryl, how she had a video go viral, unless you go viral for some reason, how much work it is, and how business focused you must actually be if you want to use this to make money for yourself. I think you have to look at what use do you want to use this platform for personally.
Okay. All right. So it's good to know if it's reality. As a matter of fact, I did look up, let me see if I can make this bigger. So I just decided to look up somebody that I think a lot of people in our industry are familiar with, and that's Jamie Ray Vintage. And based on recent data, their YouTube channel has 241,000 subscribers and generates approximately $50 to $250 in estimated daily earnings. And so their views are ranging from 25,000 to over 50,000. So, you know, I have to laugh. They're making $50 to $250 a day. And I'm going to give you a little dose of reality here. So my channel has 3,200 subscribers, and I have way too many videos that I care to even say that I have. And, you know, not all good quality, but if I make almost $200, it's every couple months. So that's the truth of where I'm at in my journey. You know, so who knows, maybe my Tuesday Talk channel will grow a little faster. It seems to be gaining subscribers at a decent rate, you know, compared to how I started out. So once you get your channel, maybe using YT Studio is a good way to check your growth. But the one thing I would say is don't like constantly check it, because it can be maddening. Like you get a subscriber, you lose a subscriber
every day, multiple times a day.
No, yeah, you can't look.
It's hard. Yeah. I'm like, oh yes. Oh.
Yeah. I think we've all found with doing collaborations that sometimes we'll have a great, you know, video and get lots of subscribers from it, like maybe 10 or 11 new subscribers. At least that's always good for me. And then, you know, I'll lose them, you know. So sometimes I've been told that that YouTube thinks that they're bots and they remove them and all this stuff. So, or if the people that have subscribed aren't really watching your channel. So who knows? It's this big crystal ball, mysterious thing,
Yes,
you know,
exactly.
the algorithm.
Yes.
So, and then I think there's people that are like, you know, genuinely don't care if they ever get monetized. They just want to share their knowledge, and they love doing what they do. Dar said that's
me.
her.
I don't care.
Well, you know what?
I'm not monetized. I'm not even close. I've got 1.7K subscribers. And for me, when I'm gone, if I ever have any grandchildren, they can watch their grandma when she was like young and made crafts on the TV.
That's what I always say too. When I'm gone, when I'm DRT, my kids and grandkids can watch me make a fool out of myself.
Oh my. Well, Crystal, while I'm looking for something here that I want to share, do you have, so what's your story with YouTube, and what do you have to share as far as anything with people, like tips or anything like that?
Well, like I said, I started YouTube about 5 years ago, and my husband and my daughter kept saying, you gotta start a YouTube channel. You gotta start a YouTube channel. And finally I got sick of them bothering me about it. I said, okay, I'll start a YouTube channel. And then my daughter was supposed to help me with my videos, because I have no idea. I had no idea how to do any of it, the editing or nothing. Well, she helped me with like 3 videos. And then after that, I'm like, what? You're not going to help me no more? So that's how it started. But yeah, I had one video that it went viral and it took off. And I got like 24,000 views on this video. And that's how I ended up getting monetized. I got like 350 subscribers from the video. And I really wish I was monetized at the time, because I probably would have made good money on that video. But it also because you also have to, it's not just the 1,000 subscribers. You got to hit that 4,000 watch hours in a year. And that's the harder part. Like the 1,000,
Yes,
definitely.
Hitting the 1,000 subscribers, it can be a lot easier than hitting that 4,000 watch hours. And I feel like a lot of people end up quitting because it can be really hard. I mean, you see a lot of people that they take off immediately, but I just don't feel like that's the reality of it for the majority of YouTubers. We really have to work at it. We really have to, put yourself out there and put the videos out there and work really hard to get to that point. And it's not as easy as people think it is. And I think what is even harder is it's scary. It can be really scary to get on camera and
put yourself out there.
Yeah, absolutely. So it's funny that we're doing this video because I have one scheduled in a couple of weeks that is talking about just this, how I started my YouTube channel and how much I make how much I made. So it's just funny that we're talking about this now. So when you see one come out, just know I already had it scheduled.
Well, what you said brings us to another point. It's hard to put yourself out there. And that is one thing that Margie addressed. She sent a tip along. And, sometimes people can get downright nasty. They don't want you either painting a piece of, what they consider an antique, or, they think that what you did is ugly or something, So Margie says, my biggest tip for YouTube, I learned in my morning talk show days and radio. Some people will say the rudest, ugliest things. That is on them. It is one thing to not agree with what you're saying or doing. Criticism is an opportunity to reflect on what you've put out. You can either agree and be better next time or disagree and be more confident now. But the nasty remarks or criticism said in a harsh, hurtful way, that is coming from someone who is not well. Have a bad day and they are taken out on you, or they had a bad life and they can't help themselves. Those are the ones you avoid. Do not engage.
Yeah,
that's
Gretchen,
probably some good advice.
Yeah, I agree. Here's Gretchen has a good point in the comments. I can't pull it up.
Okay. The analytics where she said YouTube actually recommended she unsubscribe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Unsubscribe to somebody's channel? The analytics.
Yeah. She said, I've been told by other analytic obsessed people that having subscribers who never watch looks bad to the algorithm. They actually recommended I unsubscribe.
So like if she only watches like DIY videos, but is helping out somebody that's like putting out, funny cat videos, but she never watches those funny cat videos, that it's better if she unsubscribes to those.
Which reminds me, my husband always says to me, you're doing it all wrong. He said, here's a guy doing a live. He's sitting on his couch with his t-shirt, eating Doritos and watching TV. And he's got 24,000 people watching him right now. He said, you're doing it all wrong.
Yeah.
I don't understand how that happens or how that works, but yeah, it happens.
Yeah, well, for sure.
Yeah. And let me see. Mara has some input. She said, common theme when developing content. Who needs help? What do they want? How to help? She said, I don't know if tonight it's about technical YouTube or content development, but she's talking about basically staying to the point. Because we've talked about this many times, of your niche, and getting out of, what people like. That's kind of why I started the Tuesday Talk channel, because I felt like I was hurting my channel when I did not do furniture flip videos and I did a thrift flip or something like that. Or did those live Tuesday talks on my statement design channels. So, yeah, so that's why
How do you feel about
that
now? Do you still feel that way now that you've been doing your Tuesday Talk channel for a while? Do you
Yeah,
still agree with
surprisingly, yes. I wondered at first, but like I said, the Tuesday Talk channel is kind of growing at a different rate than Statement Designs did. And the funny thing is, I have not put out any content on the Statement Designs channel for several weeks, but my subscribers are growing, so that's very weird to me. But I do think it was wise to separate them. So I'm kind of glad that I did.
Okay.
And who knows?
Right. I'm just wondering, when we had Kara from Lemons to Lemonade on a few weeks ago, she said something about, YouTube's changing now and they're allowing you to or it's okay to start posting other things, like, because she said she was going to start doing like decorating videos and stuff of her house and everything like that.
Yeah, and
I did hear that. Yep, I did hear that
she
too.
did change the channel name too to Lemons to Lemonade Home. So I think by changing the name of the channel, she kind of encompassed that,
I know that my best videos that still get views like all the time are the videos where in my title it says how to how to like when somebody's searching up like how to use furniture transfer, or how to use Howard's feed and wax, or how to remove contact paper. That's one of my top videos, is how to remove contact paper.
Really?
Yeah. That's funny.
That's what somebody searches for.
Yeah.
That's one thing too. They say after Google that YouTube is the largest search engine. So, people are looking for, how do I do this? So how to do this. So that is a great tip. Dar.
That's what I look up when I'm wanting to find something, is how do I do this, or how do I do that? That's my first word of choice.
Yeah. Okay, that's good to know. But I always say, and maybe to try to avoid some of the comments, I'm always saying, I don't necessarily call what I do a tutorial. I'm just saying this is what I did. So, I don't know whether for me to say how to, that kind of disagrees with what I say there, but no, it is wise, because it really doesn't matter if I say that in the title or not, I guess.
Yeah. What about you, Cheryl? I can't imagine you ever get any mean comments.
Oh, yeah. No, never.
Everything is so beautiful you do. How could anybody be mean about it?
Well, I have to say I don't get a whole lot. I don't, but it's funny on Facebook I did those oh gosh, what are they? The ceiling fans,
Yeah.
And the very first one I did was the ones that looked like popsicles, and I did them for the 4th of July. And for some reason that reel like just took off, right? And I was sitting at lunch with a friend and my phone just was going off constantly, and it'd be like, awful, that's stupid, awful. And I'd be like, my video, it's like all of a sudden it took off, and people either loved it or they hated it.
Yeah. And
you know what it made me do? I did like 5 or 6 more fan
blade videos.
Because engagement is good, good or bad.
Well, I definitely want to circle back to you, Cheryl. I have a lot of questions for you with some of your experiences. But Dar, do you have some tips to share? YouTube tips?
Well,
Insert
When you
your-
decide that you're going to take on doing a YouTube channel, you're going to have to start taking your, I use my camera for recording, and everything you do, you start recording, because anything can potentially be some content that you can make a video from. I think they say 1 to 2 videos a week is ideal. Well, I'm never going to make that. I'm lucky if I can get 2 in a month. If I get 3 in a month, that's really great. 4, wow, I'm really doing stellar. But I guess I'm lucky, and I can try to organize my day in such a way, if I'm working on a project, that I start doing something to a point that if I have to drop it and then maybe go start dinner or do laundry, and then I can always come back to it. So I'm not the kind of person that can just take like an 8-hour day and start at 8 o'clock in the morning and then work for 8 hours and then be done, which it sounds like you really need to do it that way to produce, because I can't produce that way. And you do what you love. You make it what you want to make it. And my happy point is you find your happy point on where you can live with what you've created, because it can be an awful lot of work,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
especially
Okay,
when
so-
things in your life are maybe not going quite as well, and life goes on, and you're trying to juggle your family, your problems, your content, your social media, and all the little tweaks and toggles that all this stuff interacts with. It can be quite confusing. And I guess my other suggestion would be find a good support group like us that you can ask questions to. Like today, we've all been getting into using the AI for our staging. And then the next question is going to be, do I have to hit the little toggle button that says I have used AI in the creation of my video? Because I read if you don't, and then they find out that you did, they can kick your channel off. But I would think that would have to be a degree of what you did. I don't think doing a mock-up would really draw some alarm bells there, but maybe if you made like a whole person in a creation and in a video around this person, then that's probably getting a little iffy, and you have to reveal that that's all AI. But I went ahead, and we're all using this AI now, and it took me an hour, and I finally went to my girls and I said, why can I not take this picture from Chat GPT and get it to work in a landscape capacity? And then LeBron says, well, did you ask it to make it 19.6 for you? I said, no. Well, it's not going to know how to make it if you don't tell it. So once I got past that, an hour of wasted time, patience, it's your patience there, and find a good support group of people and friends that you could ask, because I think there's so many answers to a lot of these questions out there, especially if you go looking on YouTube. How do I do this? And you're going to find 5 videos on the way somebody did it, and maybe none of them make any sense to you anyway.
Right. Well, you bring up a good point, and then I want to circle back for a minute on some questions that we had about shorts. But I'm just going to throw my little tip in before we do that, because it just relates to something you just said about the aspect ratio. To me, that's my tip for beginners. It's like you see a lot of videos where people are, and it's natural, you're filming, like this in the portrait mode, and that puts a border on your picture when someone watches it on a TV or a laptop in landscape mode. So you always want to do your filming in the landscape. But also that aspect ratio is called 16:9. So if you are asking ChatGPT to do something, could you please do that in 16:9 aspect ratio?
Yeah.
Okay, so Bronny, I believe, wanted to know. Oh, she says her short's worth doing, but before that, Gretchen said she asked Dar and also Crystal about the music that you're using in your shorts. So tell us about your music.
I personally just pick whatever's like trending and has the most views. Like I might not even like the song
on YouTube.
Yeah, I just pick it like, okay, whatever. I just click it. It works.
Yeah, so I do the same. Like I'll create like a video, and then you know, I'll just make a video that doesn't have music, and then I'll put it in each platform, and I'll pick the music from there. Mm-hmm. So that way you don't have to worry about, and it's also different.
Yeah, same. I usually use TikTok to make my videos because it will like auto cut them and I'll create a video automatically, and then I just kind of edit it a little bit. It usually takes me a few minutes to create a video on TikTok, and then I'll post it on TikTok with music, and then when I go to YouTube, I'll mute the music and then pick music from the YouTube selection that it gives me with the music with the most views. I mean, are they worth doing it? I mean, they literally take a few minutes, and usually I'll get a few subscribers from each short, and sometimes I'm still continuing to get views. Do you make a lot of money? No, you don't. I think my biggest video short has like 15 or 16,000 views that I've made $1.09 on it. $1.09.
So pay for short work, right?
Right. But I've gotten a lot of subscribers on it. So I mean,
I can agree with you there. I don't do as many shorts as I should, and I find that whenever I do one that's pretty successful, you know, you get a couple thousand views really quickly off the bat. I haven't really ever had one that went as big as yours, but you know, yeah, I know it's not, but it does get you somewhere. So Dar, what about you and music on your shorts?
Well, I went ahead and I use Epidemic Sound for a lot of things now, and I will use them on a short, but there's a funky way I have to download it because shorts you're doing through your phone most of the time. They're easier to upload that way. And if I don't like the music that's offered to me that I'm looking for in either TikTok, Facebook, Instagram, because at one point they said, and I'm not sure, more than one person has told me this, that the algorithms do not like when you take like your TikTok video short and it says it's got the little dancing TikTok thing on it, and then you put it over on your Facebook thing and then it shows it's from TikTok. They get upset about that. They want you to upload something that is not from someplace else. And sometimes I have had the music I used on TikTok and I kept it, took it to another app, and it notified me my music has been muted because their app does not support that song. So then I have to go find another one. In all cases, though, Epidemic Sound does, because you're paying for that subscribed song app every month.
Yeah, I pay for it too, and I've been getting copyright hits on the Tuesday Talk channel. Now I'm not monetized on Tuesday Talk yet, but you know, Epidemic Sound and I are going to have a talk because that's
interesting.
You know,
Yeah,
I've never gotten one from using Epidemic Sound.
So, Gretchen, you know, to clarify what she's saying here, you know, so you're just using music from the platform, not copyrighted. I think what we just said kind of answered that question from both of them.
Yeah.
And let me see. So it's in your description, but the music is different on your shorts, at least in my head. And what did Bronny say here? Oh, she said Crystal is rich because she's in Australia and your dollar is more for me. So you'd be rich.
Yay! My dollar would go farther in Australia.
That's right.
I might be able to buy
Okay.
2 Snickers bars.
Cheryl, what do you think? You'd be what?
I might be able to buy 2 Snickers bars.
Oh, right. So, Cheryl, what do you think about shorts on your YouTube channel?
You know what? I rarely ever do them. All the shorts that I did on Facebook, I made them with the ending, says subscribe as opposed to follow, and I make them for YouTube, but I never upload them to YouTube. I don't know why. I just don't. I'm afraid, I don't know why. I just don't. I just feel like okay. So in the analytics, I know that everyone that watches my videos is my age and older. And do they watch reels? And if I get younger people on reels or shorts and they see my, I don't know. I probably have overthink it. I just need to do it. But I probably have 30 reels that I could upload on YouTube that I've put on Facebook.
Yeah.
I get what you're
why.
saying. You don't know if it's going to be for your audience.
Yeah. Do they watch reels? I don't know. And
they have separated that out. They have. They said that most people that are into watching the shorts, they're going to watch the shorts. They're not really going to go for your longer ones.
Yeah.
They did identify that out as being a factor in which way you want to go. The only thing that helps me when I do a short is if I get one that gives me like 1,500 views, 1,700 views. Not that it's really going to help my viewer watch time because it's only a minute, but it counts as views.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It makes the algorithm look like, oh, you had like really a lot of views.
Yeah.
Well, and Facebook, it's, their analytics tell me that the people that watch what are they, shorts in Facebook or reels? I can't remember either way. The little ones.
Reels on Facebook.
30 seconds or less do really well for me. And so there's no voice. It's just me moving and I'll put up cues, you know what I mean? And then to music, and that's it. So I don't know if that style would do well on YouTube. I don't really even watch them. I'm not a reel watcher or a short watcher, so.
It's funny because when I go to YouTube, I don't get lost in shorts, I guess, because I'm looking for, my friends' videos or, that kind of thing. But boy, when I'm on Instagram or if I'm on Facebook, I get sucked right into that because they're just all across there because I'm looking on my phone. I view YouTube mainly on my TV. So that's why I think there's a difference there. If you're a phone watcher, you might get sucked into the shorts. But so let me put up Gretchen's comment, and then Cheryl, we're going to pick your brain a little bit here. Gretchen says, I follow a woodworker that says he started with shorts, but that it has cost him. I think it's because he got a lot of subscribers that don't watch his long videos, mostly everything now. So yeah, I guess you have to, mix it up a little bit. Or
I hate Instagram.
I don't like Instagram either.
Well, I like the platform, but honestly, it doesn't pay you anything. So,
I don't know how to use it.
Cheryl, well, let's talk about your viral video moment. So let's tell us a little bit about your channel too, like how many subscribers you have and where you're at in your journey with it. But
the last time I checked on my subscribers, which was 5 minutes ago, because we all check every few seconds. I think I had 10,561.
Nice.
Something like
you won. This trip, you win.
You go, girl. When do you get your button? Is it like
yeah.
you need to get your button or whatever.
Yeah. I do. So what I did is I went back through all my videos and I noticed that the ones that have done really well, which there aren't that many, but they are the ones that are like a topic, like my basket video where it was just about upcycling baskets. That's my best one. That was like 110,000 views. That's my best one.
Wow.
And then the other one was I did one on drop cloth for Christmas. That one did really well. Where it's one topic, not just like thrift flips, where it's more. I did one on rolling pins, just rolling pins. That did well. So where they're like one topic, I did my very first, I think it was my third video that I did. I called it Transfers 101, and that did really well. So where they're like more specific,
Okay.
those seem to do better for me. We'll see. So I feel like I'm kind of starting over because I kind of got burnt out a little bit at the end of last year. And so I've only done one video in like the last few months. So I kind of feel like I'm starting over. So, that's what I'm going to try to do. Focus on more of a topic. It may include thrift flips, but it will be like, for instance, I'm working on right now, and I don't know if it's going to do well, but I'm using all thrifted kind of materials, fabrics, like sheets and pillowcase covers and tablecloths or drapery, and I'm going to turn them somehow into home decor. So
nice. I think that
we'll
sounds
see.
That sounds interesting to me.
I think so too. I always love watching your videos because everything you do is so beautiful and it's different.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah.
I appreciate that. I appreciate that.
You're good.
So like after you did the basket video and you had a lot of views, and then you did the drop cloth video, so you had some really big moments there. So right after that, did the kind of trend continue, or did things kind of drop off and then go back up, or what happened?
You know what? After the basket video, I was like, you know what? I'm going to try some new things. Well, that didn't work. When you're starting out, I think you really have to stay in your niche. You really have to keep what they're there for. And like I had another video that did well, and it was in the beginning, and it was I made a Christmas tree napkin for Christmas where you sew it and then fold it into a Christmas tree. And so I said, this is not a sewing channel. So that I didn't want people to subscribe thinking I was a sewing channel.
And they were going to get more of that.
They're never going to get any more of that. So,
this is it. Like it.
This is it. Not a sewing channel, and that kind of thing. So,
do you think that even doing that is like, because there are people that'll watch videos and not even listen. Do you think that even doing that is wise, or?
Well, I don't know. You try to help people out, like, I don't want to disappoint you, or you don't want to have your next video start out with 50 people unsubscribing. It's
right. Yeah, that's not a good way to start.
It's a little depressing. And it was funny too, because when my next, I don't know how many videos, every time I released a video, my subscriber account immediately went down. And I thought, you know what? I'm just not going to look anymore. That's where I got the, because it will eventually pick back up, and, as more people watching, people resubscribe. But I just tell myself that I am closing in my community, people that like my stuff, that's all I need. I don't need, you know what I mean? Let them unsubscribe. But what's so funny is, how many channels have you actually unsubscribed from? I never unsubscribe. I don't know. I just think it's kind of funny that people are like, oh my gosh, I'm unsubscribing like that. If I was offensive or something like that, maybe.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's all
Yeah,
good.
maybe just a few because of that reason, or if it was something my son subscribed to, like some game, somebody playing video games and they constantly popping up on my feed, then I'll unsubscribe.
Yeah.
Other than that, I don't really unsubscribe at all. So do you think it helps to have like an introduction, like an intro on your video? Because that's something I've kind of been wondering myself because I don't have one personally.
Well, I think it was vidIQ said, like, I think that's where I read this or heard this, but in the first, however many seconds, you should have all those keywords that are in your description. And, you know, so that helps your video get pushed out for people that are looking for, like, I don't know, French country thrift flips, or, you know, you want to say that in the beginning, you know, something like that. Do I do it always? No, because, you know, sometimes you have to like think how this video is going to start and how am I going to get all those words in? And, you know, so I don't necessarily film it. I may voice it over with pictures to get that intro, in, you know. I mean, I don't know if it helps, but figure it can't hurt. So
right. Well, it's definitely not hurting you. You're doing above and beyond what we're all doing here. But like I said, we're all kind of at that different point. And so a couple things too that I think sometimes when I watch different channels, like sometimes one thing that bothers me is like noise in the background. Did you ever watch a video and you can hear like their TV or, you know, something like that going on, and then they're talking over it, or if their music's too loud and those kind of things. And sometimes in the beginning, it's really hard to get those things adjusted, you don't really realize, you know, maybe you don't have a noise canceling mic, or you don't realize that sounds are being picked the way they are. So, you know, those are the things that as your channel grows that you kind of should probably heed and adapt to, you know. Always try to get better.
The other thing I think is really important is that if you want to have a channel, you really do have to like what you do, because I mean, I know when I kind of went through my little lull, I was like, thrift flips. I got to do more than thrift flips. You know, I have to. Yeah. And I thought I'm going to do more things, different things, even though my channel might not grow as fast, because if you want to do this for the long term, you have to do things that you get excited about, because when you get excited, I think it's, you know, people pick up on that.
Yeah,
you know?
Absolutely.
And like I did a video for Christmas that I never released it because it just was not going together. I just didn't like it. I didn't release it, and I thought, you know what, maybe I'll come back to it and it'll be a Christmas in July. But I think you have to like what you upload, and be proud of it. Like, okay, I like that. I'm gonna, you know, and when you're starting out, you just get stuff out. You know what I mean? Because you just you have to get there. You know, you have to make the mistakes.
I'm sorry. Boy, a little bug just flew in front of me. I'm like,
absolutely. I agree with that 100%, Cheryl. That's such great advice.
Yeah, I agree. And just to address the comments here a minute. So, you know, Gretchen's saying she thinks it's better not to get a useless subscriber, you know, and that makes a lot of sense, because if they're never going to watch, what's the point?
Right.
Yeah. And so Bronnie says she'll have to film at 3 a.m. in order to have it quiet in her house. And so Mara says, oh, that's Bronnie. Isn't that the whole point? As an artist, you have to like what you do or lose the passion, and then your stuff ends up crappy.
Yeah.
Where's Mara's comment? It disappeared.
Oh no, it's up
Oh,
there.
she just said she hates watching videos that are longer than 10 minutes. Okay, so that's a point of discussion there. They always say, or the people that I've always heard say that your video should be at least 8 minutes long, because especially if you are striving towards monetization,
Yeah, you have to have the
you
commercials.
you
or
want to make
ads
sure that
and-
you have that watch time.
Yeah.
But that is probably, sometimes like a thing, takes longer than 10 minutes to really get across everything you had to do. It just depends, sometimes maybe that is a good point. Sometimes my videos are too long. I try to keep them, because when I'm looking at YouTube, lots of times I'm getting ready. It's in the morning, or, I just want to watch some things before I go anywhere. And I'm thinking, yeah, I could watch that video. It's only 10 minutes long, I'll watch that. So that is a very good point. So, keep them at least 8 minutes, and then maybe keep them, less than 20, so that you keep the interest, but yet you have them watching a while.
Right.
Well, something that Crystal said on the how-tos do really well. I know for me, when I do a how-to video, not do the video, but I'm looking for how to, do this or that, I go to the shortest video, because I want to know, I just want them to get to the point, just show me what I need to do, and I'm going to get out. And I've never done a video like that where it's a short little do this, do that, get out. But that's what I like to watch. So
Isn't that funny?
Same.
I'm going to go for that short one, whoops.
Yeah.
And then Bronnie says she likes long videos. She'll put them on while she works instead of watching TV.
Yeah.
So
it's all, I guess, preference. Everybody likes what they like.
Yeah.
So I'll watch both. I will watch both. It really, sometimes, like you said, Levon, you need longer to describe and explain everything that you're doing, and you don't want to skip steps. Like if I'm watching somebody make something, I want to see all those steps, and I want to know exactly how to do it. So I don't mind watching a longer video if it's showing me all of that. But sometimes I just want something quick and just time. So
yeah.
Well, I will sit and I watch Lel on Sunday, and she has long videos, but I will watch the whole thing because she is instructing that whole time, and you're learning maybe a little trick the whole time. So I kind of don't miss any of it, but that's what I like to watch with her anyway. And she does long videos. Myself, I try to keep them under 15 minutes, because usually what I'm doing is going to be pretty involved, because I'm just crazy that way, I guess.
Always, everything you always do very involved. Yeah. That's why that's why someone would go to your channel, because
That's your trademark.
you get it all. Yeah.
right. Oh yeah.
Have you guys noticed, I just was thinking about this today, within the last couple months, when I think back to when I made my first video, very little talking in it and lots of music. Now I'm the other way. Now I'm all talking, and really I got to put that music low as an underlier. So it just seems like I've shifted so much from not saying anything to now I'm talking and explaining the whole time.
Yeah. Isn't that funny? Because I've noticed that too with my own self. It's just you're learning and how to improve and everything all the time. So
Right.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, and you feel more confident too. That's another thing. You kind of grow in as a person and as a content creator, and you get more confident, so you're able to talk sometimes more than you were in the beginning or whatever. I know I stumble on, sometimes I'll re-record a gosh darn voiceover like 15 times because I'm like, what the heck did I just say?
I know.
Does
Yeah.
somebody understand that? Like
Yeah. Or you'll say the wrong word and you're like, why did I say that? And I did it like 5 times.
Yes.
Sometimes I'll just correct it with words, like,
Yeah.
oops, I meant to say, because
Yes.
you just
Yes.
throw in the towel. Like, I'm done with this voiceover.
I know. Yeah. Same.
And I would say another tip, like I like to load my clips in as I do them, because otherwise it gets like confusing
so
to
long.
me. Like if you
Yeah.
save everything and edit it all at once. So I mean, I just think that, and I also think there's 2 ways of looking at, like, say, so if you're a furniture painter, are you really, do you think someone will sit there and watch an hour's worth of this, so
Yeah.
you cut that down, or you speed it up so that it's, because I do love watching a piece get transformed all of a sudden with color. So I do like seeing the whole thing get transformed quickly. But one thing I do to like help myself, I guess, with editing is like I'll be filming and I'm thinking, wait a minute, they don't really need to see more and more and more of this, so I stop filming so that I have less to manage, less to edit, so just I think that's something you need to keep in mind all the time. It's like, am I gonna show this whole thing fast, or am I just gonna show part of it? Because why am I gonna keep this running if I don't need to? So I think that kind of keeps me on point a little bit. But
just for anybody really wanting to come in, I just spent 6 hours editing a 9-minute video for the Valentine thing this weekend. 6 hours.
That's a long time. It usually only takes me a couple of hours, but I have it so streamlined now that I've not made so many videos now. I can whip them out pretty quick. But I just, what I do is I'll put them all in a folder in my gallery. Or I'll create an album in my gallery. So then when I transfer them to my computer, I transfer them onto a folder that I created on my desktop. So they all go
video.
Yeah, for that video, they all go in on order. So then when I click them, I just click them in order, and then they get added to my Wondershare editing software, all in order. And then I just kind of go from there. So yeah.
Okay. Well, let me go through some quick comments, and then I can't believe it's an hour's up already. Gretchen says that's the part for me when she's editing, because she's naturally inclined to write or show every single step. And then Bronnie likes to put you in the background, Dar, because she likes your format, your new format. And
Thank you.
Let's see. Margie says music too often gets flagged from me, so that's why I do ASMR videos, which I think are interesting, and I've never done one yet. And Bronnie says, of course, I watch you other girls now too. Luckily, I'm an insomniac workaholic. Okay. Let's see. Mara says she reads comments in other videos, and there were complaints about elevator music background, so I try to be aware of that. Okay. Let me just quickly remind everybody that this Saturday is our Be My Valentine challenge, and you still have time. If you want to do a video, it's a thrift flip that you've either thrifted or gotten from your stash with a Valentine flair, and you can do one or more. So we hope to see you participating and watching on Saturday. And Crystal, you can tell everybody about the AI.
Okay. This is the up and coming Unique Antique Challenge, and this one's hosted by me and Mara over at Borderline Furniture RX. So this one is, you just take a piece of furniture and you use an AI software like Chat GPT, or I know Levon and I use Copilot or Bristles AI or something like that. and you take your piece and upload it in there and have AI design it with a romantic style. Or you can just use one of the AI softwares to do staging your background of your piece. Yeah. That's it.
I'm so excited for that challenge. I just think it's going to be so interesting to see everybody's interpretation of AI, whether they used it to help them in their inspiration or how, and they're sharing their feelings about it and that kind of stuff. I think it's going to be really interesting.
Yes.
If you would like to be reminded, then send us a text. Put live in the subject to 814-515-4905. And we'll send you a text before so that you won't miss us. And also, if you care to, you can send an email, again with live in the subject line, to flipandbunch@gmail.com. So before we go, thanks for today, ladies. See you next week. That was Brawny. Margie, wants to know, whoa, Dara, what program are you using? That doesn't sound very user-friendly. Oh. Dar, what are you editing with?
Premiere Pro. I was just typing it into her.
Oh, okay.
How long does it take you normally, Cheryl, to do a video?
Do not ask.
Okay.
I am terrible. I am terrible.
You mean you're worse than me? Come on.
Oh my gosh. Yes. Yes.
Okay.
It's sad. Sad but true.
And Gretchen wants to know everybody's editing programs. I use UCut.
I use Filmora Wondershare.
I use Final Cut Pro.
Okay. And Dar, you use the Premiere Pro, right?
I don't know why. I've gotten so used to it. It is a very extreme app. I mean, you can do a lot of really crazy stuff in there. I'm maybe just scratching the surface on how I use it.
Yeah, same for mine. I just do what I know how to do.
Yep. Yep.
Yep.
All right. Well, boy, it's 8:01. I can't believe this time just flew, because this is a subject, I guess, that's near and dear to all of our hearts. So
I think Crystal should do one on showing us how you do that with TikTok, and you do it in TikTok, and then, because I have no idea what you're even talking about.
That's a great idea of preparing short content for different platforms. That's a great idea.
There you go, Crystal.
All right. Well, I'm up for hosting next week. So
yeah. Okay. Well, there you go. All right. Well, thank you so much for joining us tonight. We just love you guys, and we're always looking forward to Wednesdays with you. So we will see you next week and talk about something else.
Okay, bye.
Bye-bye, guys.